Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome along to our weekly dust up on the internet. We're going to cause a riot again tonight, boys and girls. Welcome to the Studio Rats live Q&A number 92. Who puts guff? My name's James Ivy.
I'm Paul Drew, but I'd like to know, we've never caused a riot.
I like the idea of it. I'm too mild-mannered, you know. I'm quite polite, really.
You are a bit, yeah.
I think I've caused a few other upsets in my life.
Actually, no. I've seen you kick right off after a couple of beers before.
There was some time.
There was that time. And he had a fight with a famous DJ.
He wasn't a famous DJ. He was a wannabe
well,
DJ.
He was sort of famous. He was famous in his own underpants.
He was a pillock, that's for sure. Anywho,
other thing.
You are all very, very welcome. It's great to see so many people, so many friends with us already. It's amazing. We've had a very busy week. Paul and I spent a lot of the weekend together in the gorgeous steel city of Sheffield. And when I say gorgeous, I mean, no, it isn't. Sorry, Sheffield. But where we were wasn't terribly nice.
No, I'm sure there are some nice bits. Like there's some nice bits of everywhere, but where we were. Nice.
And to be honest, the rest of this week I found it.
Can we stop because we've got to say thank you to Nedamido to start.
That is true. That is very true. We have to go. Ta-da!
Nedamido, cheers, mate. He says, "Hello. I hope you are well. I didn't catch the whole show last week. Did you talk about the Yamaha RevStar 2? They seem really good. We are talking about them today, mate. So that's a nice Les Paul you got going on there as well, mate.
It's a very nice Les Paul.
We like that.
And I have to be honest, the rest of my week has been spent, I won't say fighting fires from the weekend, but trying to make the mistakes and errors of the weekend into learning opportunities.
Nice.
The technical challenges, I've turned them around and made them into technical opportunities. So I learned all about a thing called a Stream Deck, which is incredibly cool. Like a little controller thing that you can make do loads of different things for loads of different apps and control surfaces and stuff. Very, very cool. Yeah. But at some point, I will nerd out on that a bit more. And
I might make something else. They make something else that we use. That company, he makes.
They make a few. They make lots of video peripherals and that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is. Okay.
But Stream Deck's particularly cool. They do several different sized ones that you can configure differently. So I was like really impressed with it. Nice. So yeah. So should we dive into the greetings and salutations and all that because we can?
Let's do it.
Let's get on it.
Brucey Brooks says, "Hey from NY gents. Hi Bruce. K Michael P. Howdy y'all. Mike here. James, Paul, stop cutting the grass to join you two. Well, that's very nice of you. Thanks, mate.
Your grass is appreciative.
Yeah, absolutely. Evening rodents, evening pet. Farad's in the house. Evening Farad.
All
right. David Stockton, evening chaps. Evening David. Gal 7615. Hi Paul and James and all plank spankers.
Gal, are you actually a gal? I need to know.
Hey, do you know, talking about that, I look at the analytics every now and again on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And something's changed.
I've put a shirt on. Does that count?
Maybe that's what it is, because as opposed to as opposed to it being sort of 99.4% being male,
right,
0.6% being female, we're now up to 2% females.
You know what it is, mate? I think
your new spot that I've got. I think it's that.
it's putting a shirt on, putting a collar and tie. Girls love it.
I don't think it is. God, I'm looking rough.
I have actually got double cuffs with cufflinks on tonight, so it wasn't actually. Sadly, it wasn't for you lot. I just came in and started doing house stuff like cooking and looking after children and things.
I've got a Lazy J t-shirt on, so
good work.
Got to support the man. Mendel Rocks, evening Mendel Rocks. Cowbell Studios, evening guys. Hope all is well, and to you.
All well here.
Larry North's in the house. Evening all. Hope you're having a good week.
Larry was with us in our extensive tour of the North. Well, Sheffield.
Are you still tired from that, by the way?
I'm shattered. I've not been able to do very much, and really, today's my first day doing any work, other than sorting out eBays to go off tomorrow.
Oh, you've had some sales.
Yes,
nice.
I had quite a good weekend, as it turned out.
I like them. I've sold something as well, so we can talk about that.
Yeah, good.
The Walrus 1968 High Walrus.
I love that guitar.
Cool, isn't it?
I love that.
Shepard's in the house. Looking forward to another cracking show.
We'll do our best.
We'll do our best. Dave McQuillan's in the house. Good evening, guys. Hope all is well. Evening, Dave. How are you? Just to big Dave up. Check out his plectrums. Go on to his Reverb store, the Highland Plectrum Company. They make plectrums, awesome plectrums out of coins.
Dave, I have a confession to make.
Have you lost something?
I haven't lost it. I know exactly where it is.
Where's it gone?
It's inside the desk.
Oh, no. Oh, nasty. You don't want that going on.
So I know where it is, so it's not going to cause any damage, but I can't get to it until I move the console.
Oh, no.
So I'm really sorry, Dave. I can't do that.
This is a travesty.
Sorry. I'm very sorry. Yes. Anyway, moving on.
They are fantastic plectrums.
They are brilliant plectrums, yeah.
John Gordon. Hey, all. Hey, John. Balloon Man Media. Evening.
That's a new one. That's a new name.
No, it's not. No. I recognise that logo.
Okay.
David Olsen's in the house. Evening, Rattlers. JTK. Good evening from Finland. What does that mean?
It's I've been listening to.
Oh, I see. Very good. Oh, I've been listening to Simon McBride's new song, High Stakes, recently. Great stuff. What a great guitarist he is. He is awesome. Simon McBride, funny enough, my matchless amp, I've actually got footage of Simon McBride playing through it, and Chris Buck actually through that.
Nice. Wasn't he the guy who played for REM?
No. Simon McBride.
Chris Buck. I thought wasn't it Chris Buck who played for REM?
No.
Have I got a surname?
No, that's another Buck, isn't it? Oh,
is
that?
It?
Anyway. No, Simon McBride is one of those guitar players that is not on the radar enough because I don't think he puts himself out there enough. He's who does he play for? He plays for like one of the big old sort of proggy type bands now.
You're gonna love him then.
No, yeah. Oh, no, but mate, he's an awesome guitar player. He's so just everything. He's got technique. He's musical. He's just fantastic. Really good.
Nice.
Hollywood actress. Hi, I'm back, James. Did you ever get the Nux MG30 or MG300 cheap modeler? Be great to hear yours and Paul's thoughts. We didn't actually. I think they got in contact, but they never sent anything through.
No, they reached out, and when we said, "Yeah, great, what can you send us?"
Happens a lot. I reckon a lot of these sort of companies, a lot of these sort of Chinese high-tech companies, I reckon they send it out to a load of different YouTubers and possibly who comes back first or whatever.
Yeah. Who knows? Not me. Their loss, our gain.
Yes. Jason Wade. Yo, Paul and James. OMG got a 2022 PRS 35th anniversary custom 24. Oh, and a 2022 PRS DGT this week. Damn, that boy's spending some money. Well, there goes 7 grand in that lot.
Easy.
Running through my Synergy Sim 1 and the FX loop of the FM3 for delays and reverbs. That's a good old 10 grand rig. That is the whole thing.
Lovely. That's pucker. Sounds amazing. I bet.
Yeah. I'd like to hear that. Safe is in the house. Hello and good evening. Hi, Safie. Francesco Panepinto. Thanks to you, I bought the SV20. It's crazy. Can you suggest me a distortion pedal? Yes. Go on, James. Oh yeah, now that's true. Actually, you're probably Go on.
What?
You're going to say governor?
I wasn't.
Oh right. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that Boss thing you've got, the overdrive and distortion thing.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Because that's that video you did on the overdrive versus distortion thing.
Yeah,
that was a brilliant video. I thought the clone was going to come out as the king of all, but actually, you put some really good stuff in there. You know, certain pedals work for certain guitars and
Yeah,
certain amps.
yeah, I think so. I think the Klon's a funny one. The Klon and Tube Screamers as well.
Mhm.
Tube Screamers work really well going into like a Fender, like a high headroom sort of amp.
Mhm.
Sorry, no, the Klon works well going into a high headroom amp. The Tube Screamers always work. You know, if you want that Steve Ray Vaughan sort of sound, going Fender amp, Strat sounds great.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's fun, isn't it? And then you stick them with different amps and or different sounds, and they sound completely different and weird.
Yeah, interesting though.
Well, so I would suggest, yeah, James is right. The Angry Driver from Boss JHS is really good. Or my favourite is the Exotic Effects BB preamp.
Mm-hmm. I was watching in my downtime in my gorgeous apartment that I had over the weekend. that smelt of god awful burnt Chinese oil because it was a Chinese restaurant downstairs. On the Sunday night when I was sitting there with a couple of beers and a pizza, you know, it's proper rock and roll when we're on tour. I was watching a JHS video.
Oh yeah.
On the Marshall Governor and the 3 original 90s pedals that came from it, the Blues Breaker, the Drive Master, and the Shred Master. Now, I had originally, as I've said before, I had the Drive Master, and apparently the Drive Master is basically a Governor in different outfit.
Well, it's the same pedal.
It's the same pedal. So if you can find a Marshall Drive Master, it basically, the difference is the Drive Master doesn't have the built-in effects loop.
Okay. Well, there is something different then.
Yeah, but the Governor and the Drive Master, the circuit, the actual distortion circuit is exactly the same.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I watched that video. You know, very rarely will I watch a video that's like 25-30 minutes long and watch it all the way through. But I can't remember the chap's name. You'll probably be able to tell me.
Josh.
Brilliant.
Smith.
Yes, brilliant player.
Is it Josh Smith?
I can't remember.
I've got Josh Smith guitar player in my head as well.
You know, brilliant video, really knowledgeable, and the whole kind of thing. He's got the box. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, he's really entertaining, isn't he? He's really entertaining.
Great video. So you should check that one out. If you like me are a Marshall pedal, it made me want to go and buy the other 2 now as well, if you can find them. Yeah. And the reissued silver ones are not the same.
No,
they are not the same. So
no, apparently not. Francesco, really be aware with the SV20, it doesn't sound good when it's quiet. You have to really crank that thing, and then it sounds glorious.
Sweet.
Yep.
Exciting.
Is this working?
Yes.
It's what if you mean your message? Yes.
Yes, it is working.
Nedamido says, thanks. My Les Paul is an Epiphone Standard Pro Plus top from 2017. Got it used recently in great condition. Couldn't say no. It was 270 GBP. Bargoo.
That is great.
Nice one.
And if you can, this is going to make you sound bad, Nedamido, but it's really not meant that way. If you can get over the fact that it's an Epiphone that doesn't have Gibson on the headstock, that is a perfectly serviceable guitar.
Great guitar. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Larry North, my ears are still shot from the weekend, notwithstanding having my plugs in pretty consistently, even when not in the event. Yeah.
It's just that the absolute abuse that your body takes for the 14 hours we're sat doing the job.
I'm run down. I feel run. I think that's why I've got that big spot, that big beacon on my face, because I'm run down.
I couldn't possibly see. There's this huge light in front of you, Paul. Can't possibly see.
John Gordon says, just want to say thanks. A few weeks ago, I asked you guys about purchasing either a Gretsch or a Telly. You both suggested a Telly. After trying many, I finally pulled the trigger on a American Pro 2. Nice.
Very nice.
Nice. Very nice.
I bet that plays like an absolute dream.
Oh, yes. I've got some sort of guitar news, actually. So we need to talk.
Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get there.
Fuzzoff says, good afternoon, gents. Ordered a Friedman JJ Jr. Nice combo a few weeks ago. Can't wait. Love the show. Thanks for the last knowledge. Oh, mate, that's a nice little amp, that.
That's a very nice amp.
Enough fun with that. Cowbell says, looking to buy something new for the studio, an 1176 style compressor or a new microphone. What would you guys go for?
I would have to ask two questions first, Cowbell. How much tracking do you do? Because that's the only time you're probably going to use a real 1176. And what mics do you already have, and what mics do you want? Are you looking at? What's your budget? Basically, those are the two questions.
That's so funny because my 76, I used to plug it into the channels to mix through it, and then you just go, oh, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to use plugins. It's nice to have though, isn't it? Yeah.
The difference is, and I will always say this, when I'm tracking, I'm using it. Yeah. I do spend most of my time tracking. I can mix, and I do mix, but I much prefer tracking. And the sort of mixing that I do benefits more from having all those things tracked, committed on the way in.
Yeah.
Just the way we roll.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, Cowbell, what mics have you already got? What's your budget? And do you track? Because an 1176 is great on a vocal when you're tracking. Just slightly tapping it. It's going to make everything sound sweet on the way in. But hey.
Slam it.
All right, Chris Lord Algie.
Slam it. David Olson, if you want to tour the real north, you can stay with us in Durham. Cheers, Dave.
We don't get the furthest we get north with Cheer is Manchester, and then we go up to Scotland, up to Glasgow.
I've got
where we are in a few weeks.
Anything past, the River Thames for me is north. Yeah. For me, that's north. Everything changes.
Bless you.
Gal 7615 says, "Hi guys and fellow plank spankers."
We've already had that, and it's still working. It'll work. Gal,
it's working. It's working. Dave McQuillan says, "Replacement on the way, James. I'll send it to Paul's."
Cheers, Dave. I didn't mean it for that. I meant the fact that I can't show it. But thank you. Very kind. Gal, it's still working. I'm not going to put it up anymore. It's still working.
It's definitely working. Maybe Gal's missing. Maybe Gal's internet drops out every time we talk about his message. Stephen James, good day from Brisbane. Hey Paul, have you got the new Boss GX100 to review? No, I'm surprised about that. I'm definitely in the I had a conversation with Boss a few months ago, and they told me it was coming out, and I thought, I'm not saying that I think I should have been one of the
I am. I think you should be one of the first people to get it, personally.
Yeah, but considering the amount of work that I've done on the Katana, I would have thought that I was going to be one of the first reviewers. But there is definitely one on the way to me, and there's some Boss sponsored videos on it. So I'm really looking forward to it. I thought it sounded really good.
Cool.
Cowboy Studios at Hollywood Actress had the MG30 for 2 days. Would spend money elsewhere. Interesting. I think if you're looking to get something like that, I would really look at the new Boss GX100.
Okay, well, we'll hold our breath on that one, but not literally, because it could be a while.
Danny T, that's a nice guitar, isn't it? He's got, look at that. That's unusual. So he's got a hot.
That's an SRV, isn't it?
No. He's got like a hot rails, then a standard sort of neck pickup, and then like a Jeff Beck Mini in the neck.
Oh, nice
combo. I like that. Hi guys, how come I can't find any Studio Rat songs on iTunes? I must be doing something wrong. I've got a feeling. I think what happened is, I don't think. See what happens when you put songs out on iTunes and Spotify and Amazon Music and all that sort of stuff. You have to go through I don't know what you call it, an aggregate,
an aggregator.
Yeah, you basically there's different companies. CD Baby be one of them. You pay them to push it out to all the channels.
DistroKid or another one.
DistroKid, exactly. And you pay them every year to do it. And I've got a feeling that I didn't get an email. I didn't get an email, so I do need to have a look at that. Thanks, Danny, for letting me know. I'm leaving myself a note now. Actually,
the other way you can find Video Rats music on iTunes is if you search for any of our fellow collaborators, because you can definitely find the stuff that we did with Jack Rubinacci on Jack Rubinacci.
Yes, Ribonacci.
Yes.
Give me 2 seconds. We can see. I'm just going to leave myself a message.
Okay, go on then.
Set reminder for 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Put songs back on iTunes, etc.
That worked well.
Stop
Great radio there, Paul.
Like that. Oh yeah, don't mess about it. We're all professional. Mike Hayton says, evening all from Twickenham. Busy writing my Genelec GLM software review, but enjoying the fretitude. Nice. Genelec GLMs. What are the GLMs, James?
I got nothing. Don't know. Okay.
It's all good.
They're Finnish. What can I say?
Some reply played with Don Airy. I know the name Don Airy. I love this because everyone's going, oh my God, they don't know who Don Airy is.
Yeah, I know, because we're such morons.
Simon is fabulous. Simon is just a fantastic guitar player. Have you found half an hour to listen to Nuno yet? Mate? We had this, Mike. The thing is, Mike, you've got to do it. You've got to do it because James and I had what do we have? It wasn't the Doobie Brothers. What do we have? Something Brothers. We had to listen to. Someone said you've got to listen to.
Oh, the Allman Brothers.
Allman Brothers. That's it. The other brothers, not the Doobies. And yes, until
I've been around teenage girls all weekend. I nearly said the Jonas Brothers.
Okay.
Anywho,
Barrett H. Any plans to review the TC Electronic SCF Gold Chorus? Also, what chorus are you using?
Honest answer: I want to buy one when they become available. I'm happy to buy it. I want.
Are they not out yet?
They are about, but they are rarer than Rocking Horse Poo. What I'm going to do as well for that review, my buddy Bruce was supposed to come over today to collect this box of mods down here, but he didn't because he's got a bad back. I'm going to go and see him, and I'm going to borrow his real TC chorus, the Eric Johnson one, and I'll compare the two.
And James, what chorus do you use?
We
shot a video on this. Did I not release that video?
Yeah, we did. We used I used the Dreamscape, the John Petrucci TC Dreamscape, and
it's really, really good. Now, it's
really, really good?
I cannot find the video for that.
We definitely put it out, and if we didn't,
maybe we did put it out. Yeah, maybe we did actually put it. Okay, that's fine. That's why it got deleted.
It's an awesome pedal because it's not just chorus.
Yeah, it's really good. That thing is really good.
And you were expecting to hate it, weren't you, as well?
Yeah, I'm not a massive chorus fan. When I use chorus, I like to use modulated delays, and that's how I use chorus. I don't like chorus I don't normally like chorus as an effect. But
I like chorus like that. It will do proper 80s chorus.
Yes,
which I like.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's a really good thing. It's a really good thing.
I've got a mutual friend of ours currently buzzing me the fact that the new Obi-Wan trailer is out, and it's amazing, apparently, and I haven't yet watched it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Do with chorus?
Nothing to do with chorus at all, but Kurt's pinging me on my phone.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's on the list.
There's something else there's something else I was going to say to Farrod, but anyway, I've forgotten. Don't worry.
They're chatting amongst themselves now. They're fine.
Sounds good. This is all good. Chris Bryan says, when you use the Boss IR200, do you go right into your interface or do you use an external preamp? No, go straight into the interface because it's line output. So you can plug that into your line ins on your interface. You could plug it into a preamp, I guess, but you wouldn't really need to. Josh Scott, thank you. Josh Scott. What did I say? Josh Scott. Josh Scott. JHS.
Yes, very, very good videos. And I had a really nice evening on my own in my festering pit.
And can I say as well, I think I really like his guitar playing.
Yeah, he's not overstated. When he's showing off a pedal, he lets the pedal do the work.
But he sort of plays. It's always him and a drummer, and I think it just sounds great.
And a bass player, and they're both really. Always. Oh, the video I saw was drums and bass. Great.
Right. Oh, nice. Okay.
And the drummer is playing just what's needed, as in nothing.
Yeah.
Gets right out of the way.
Absolutely. How about the Allman Brothers? Bill Hoy. Hi both. Vertex steel string pedal sounds killer in your video. Do you have any settings on the Bosch GT1000 core that could emulate it like you did with your other internal pedals video? It's a really funny pedal. I mean, in a really good way. Those Dumble style pedals. I don't know what he does, what Mason does to them, but they're really good. And to be honest, I think you'd struggle to get that sort of thing from the GT1000. The GT1000 is fantastic and all that sort of stuff, but I'd really highly recommend getting one, or just checking one out and trying it. You can even try it with the GT1000 fill plugged into the effects loops and stuff, and you can move it about like you want.
I think what's funny is we've definitely moved into a not just in guitar, but I mean in studios, in high tech, into a hybrid era. We're now using the best of digital, and we're going back now to using the very best of analog. We're not just using 50 quid pedals. We're spending some serious dough on some really nice hardware pedals. It's a bit like studios with hardware. We've got a few really nice boutique analog pieces that we're using alongside our super clean audio interfaces.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way forward. Take cherry picking the best bits. If you can't get the sound of a Vertex pedal inside the your hardware modeler type thing, use the Vertex pedal.
Yeah, I think it's worthwhile. I really think it's worthwhile, as James said, Phil. I think it's really worth getting some external pedals to use with a digital thing like the Bosch GT1000, because it can really make it sound great. And I did a whole video of sort of plugging pedals into the GT1000 and using the effects loop and stuff, because it's really clever. You can move around the effects loop and stick it in different points, so you can have it before your compressor, after you compress. You can even have it after your amp and after your reverbs and stuff. Stick it anywhere you want. It's really good.
Very cool.
Yes. John Waller says, afternoon gents. Afternoon, John. Gal says, saw a great vid of an SD1 into a BD2. Sounded really good by keeping gain low on both pedals. So the SD1 is is this the SD1?
SD1's the super distortion, isn't it?
No, super overdrive. I always get confused because I always say SD1 is super distortion, but it's a super overdrive. One of them.
Right. What's the BD one?
The BD2 is
blues
the blues driver, which is such a good pedal.
Yes.
I think that's my favorite Boss overdrive. The blues driver. So good.
It does. It's got an ooziness to it, hasn't it?
Well, it's like a tube screamer done properly.
Yeah.
So good.
Right. Cool.
Jacob Baranowski. Yo, Jacob. Marquee FX. Greetings from Clearwater, Florida. I recently checked out the Line 6 Catalyst 100 combo at the local GC. It sounded really good, but I found the hardware aspect to be questionable. Oh, what do you mean by that? That's interesting.
Yeah, as in hardware, the build quality, or I mean, the knobs are about to fall off, or
yeah, that's interesting. So I was looking this up because I was almost thinking of we need to contact Line 6.
I already have.
I was almost thinking of just buying one, because I know that it'll make great content.
Yep, it'll make great content,
but it's just space. I'm really low on space at the moment.
And we hate it.
Yeah, but I don't mind. I don't mind just doing content on it if it helps people. That's great.
That's true.
Great. I don't mind that. So I might get it. Even if Line 6 say no, I might just get one and keep it in the house.
But my buddy hasn't come back to me yet.
You have asked him.
I've reached out. Yeah.
Thanks, mate. I was going to say though, do you know the 2x12 is stereo?
Is it now?
Apparently so.
It's almost like they've looked at another popular modeling type based all-in-one type amp and gone, what could we change?
Yeah, but that's a game changer. If that like a modeling amp
that's not fair. It's not a game changer because Marshall did 2x12 with stereo chorus and stereo delays 25 years ago.
Sure. No,
It's
that's
not a
fair enough.
game changer. That's a very broad statement, but I know what you mean. If they've actually bothered to do it properly, unlike the way Boss did it last time with the 2x12, just gone, oh, let's just have a 2x12 cabinet. We won't do anything different.
Yeah.
I'd have paid £100 extra for a dual 50, or rather than a. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you can do it with the Boss, but you've got to buy two separate.
Yeah,
and arguably that's better as well, because you can then
proper stereo, not just
and you can spread it out as far as you want. And if you're a smaller gig, you can just take one of them. Or so arguably, Boss have done that, and the price of the Boss, the Katana doing that is probably getting two of them is probably the same price as the 2x12 version of the Catalyst. I don't know, but I'll have to have a look.
I don't know, but anyway, anywho, I am quite keen to check it out.
The Great Beyond says it always seems to get proper north after Birmingham. It's definitely proper north after Birmingham is proper north. Do you know, it's weird. Like, it is weird. I mean, anyone that's here that's not English.
Sorry.
But, no, it's not that. But we don't live. It isn't like America, where you've got Florida and you've got, I don't know,
several thousand miles away. You've got California.
Well, yeah, not even that, and everything in between. You've got proper freezing cold weather in one side of the country, like proper freezing, and then like beach weather in the other side of the country. While in England we don't really have that, but it's weird. Like, you do go up just to hit Birmingham, and it just gets cold.
I think that's just called that's an attitude thing. It's not physically cold; they're colder towards us.
Maybe. But I know it's ridiculous, because it is it is further north, but it's not. Birmingham's not. It's not that much further, is it? It's not that much further than us.
No, not really.
Was it 100 miles?
Actually further north? No, it's probably less than that. You'd be surprised. Yeah. Anywho, where were we? Can you click us on? I'm pouring a beer. Do you mind?
What beer are you having? Let's have a look. So, Butchers.
What do you think I'm drinking?
What do I think you're drinking? I'm trying to think. Was probably left over from the weekend. Stella.
That's exactly what that's exactly what I'm drinking. The leftovers from the weekend.
Nice.
If anyone's asking how that happens, what we tend to do is, rather than go in a hotel, the tech team would much rather go in apartments and cook for ourselves, because we've got one of the chaps has a couple of the guys have different dietary requirements, and going to a restaurant with people who are X, Y, Z phobic is really challenging. And quite frankly, you get so much more when we all chip in and go in an apartment. So that's what we tend to do. Hence, we've got a few leftover tinnies. I'll email you one if I want, Paul.
Thanks very much.
But you can't drink it because it's got yeast in it.
I don't drink beer anymore.
So wrong.
D Max says small box suggestion is for Francesco P. What's the small box suggestion?
Isn't the small box a?
It's a Freeman. I didn't see that suggestion.
Didn't he say he bought a Friedman
JJ?
Yeah, I think he's suggesting an alternative.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the small box. I've had a small box before. It's brilliant. Really good sounding amp.
It sounds like a disease from the olden days.
It sounds like what? Sorry.
A disease from the olden days.
Could be, or a not very well endowed cricket player would use one.
Anywho,
K Michael P says Marquee Effects. I'm straight across from you and Sebastian. Nice. There we go.
Cool.
JTK, speaking of north, I live some 800 kilometers north of Helsinki. God, that's going to be cold. We have 1 meter of snow at the moment. Wow. That's cool, isn't it?
You know why it's called Helsinki as well, don't you?
No.
Because hell's really hot and you have all that snow and it sinks through. Sorry. I'm sorry.
James, I think take yourself away. I think you should take yourself away. Then give yourself a good talk.
I'll get my coat. Right.
Nedamido says, I'm fine with Epiphone on the headstock. I've got several affordable guitars, a versatile collection in different tunings. It's a lot of fun working on a bunch of songs too. Nice one. I think that's a really nice looking guitar.
That's fab.
It's lovely. Brucey Brooks says, I have an MG30 and love the new V3 update, but I also have a GX100 on the way that I pre-ordered last week. Should have it soon. Fantastic.
Nice.
Andreas Hensler says, James, when you record guitars with a mic in front of a cab, do you play at band volume or actually lower and push the signal with the mic pre instead of getting a healthy level in a DAW? Thanks. Can I just ask, why are you asking James this question?
Because I do recordings with microphones. I know you do now, but now you've got the Grossman.
No, but I still do recordings with microphones.
Not very often.
Go on then.
So, anywho, yeah, because one, when I'm not in this environment, this is my temporary digs, I would put a guitar cab inside some of those gobos and, quite frankly, give it the beans. And I'll put a couple of 3 mics on to see what I can blend and make some interesting sounds with. What I'll generally do as well is I will put 3 mics up on the desk, find a nice blend, and I'll send that blend to tape direct. I won't give myself 3 guitars to mess around with in Pro Tools. I'll do it hard committed, if you like. I'll send my blend committed to tape. I'll give the mic pre will be probably have to be padded right down, and the mics will have to be on their, if they've got a gain dip switch or a pad on them, they'll be padded right down, because I generally do like the guitars to be cranked to get that nice lovely power amp tone. Or I'll stick them inside the Grossman cabinet, which equally sounds amazing. How do you do it, Paul? Just for balance.
Funny, should I? So this is the way that I think. This is the way that I think is more important. Like, loads of people think that driving a speaker is the thing that's important. It's not. For me, it's driving the power amp. The power amp's important. So I still like, if I've got a loud amp like that Matchless, I'm running that into an attenuator, running that into the Grossman, or into a, and then miking up a cabinet. So it doesn't have to be in that Grossman. It'd be miking up a cabinet, because, and it's really efficient. I think it's a really efficient way of doing it, because you're not distorting the speaker, and the amp's working at its optimum level.
Cool. Yeah. I like the amps to be cooking a little bit. I want it to be getting all the tone I possibly can out of it. Because let's face it, as we've all found out, a 100 watt, 50 watt Marshall does not sound good unless you crank it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. David Stockton, definitely worth getting the Studio X EP. Great songs. Cheers, mate. New studio gear. I spend most of the time tracking, not mixing. Budget will be around 800 to 900 squids. Maybe a FET 47 style mic or a ribbon of some sorts.
Depending on what you're doing, if you're doing lots of guitar stuff, which you might well be, you could get a ribbon. There's an amazing ribbon I picked up a few years ago by a company called Shiny Box. And I kid you not, it is the best ribbon mic I've ever. They sound absolutely stunning. There was I had to get it from the States at the time. There was no UK import distribution deal for them, but it was worth the wait, and it was worth having to go through. I think it worked out about 400 or 500 quid in the end. Amazing microphone. Wow. It's still my first choice for saxes. It sounds incredible. Tracking, not mixing. See, if you have a channel strip, and by that I mean some kind of hardware external mic pre that's got an insert, I would say an 1176 every time, because if you're committed to doing it that way, or if you've got a desk or an interface that's got an insert point on one of the channels, get an 1176, because committing compression to tape, and by to tape I mean to disc or whatever you record to, is brilliant. When you do it properly, a nice, very gentle EQ, a bit of gentle compression will just lift your tracks as they go onto disc, rather than sounding all surgical and flat, and you'll work that in later in the mix. There is something about applying all that processing to tape, to disc, that I love.
Nice.
Probably not nice. Really. And for about 900 quid, you could get a Warm Audio WA76, and they're great. They don't sound like the real deal.
You get a couple for that.
You'd be surprised how much they are now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not. It's not. I'm going to say this out loud, but quietly. Don't buy the Clark Technic one.
Well, Behringer.
Shh, shh, somebody might hear you. They're not as good as you hope they're going to be. I've got a Clark Technic 2A, which is the LA2A equivalent, and I've also got a Warm WA2A. They are not the same.
Oh, interesting.
Not even close. If they, you know how if you're working in plugins, you can. I think plugins have a sweet spot, don't they? There's definitely an optimum range for a plugin, and it's normally between, should we say, about 930 and 230 in its optimal range.
Okay.
Outside that, plugins either don't do very much or they get nasty. Good analog gear works brilliantly around the whole range, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not the case for the Clark Technic. It's very much got a sweet spot.
Interesting.
In my opinion, for what it's worth.
Okay. Nice. Larry North says that's the most Partridge thing I've seen since Partridge. Well done, Paul. I've forgotten what I did.
I don't know either. It was funny.
I guess it makes it even more Partridge to that I don't know actually that I've done something Partridge. Chorus before or after Dirt?
3, 2, 1. After.
Before. Okay, let's have a think about this. Let's have a think. Before. So modulation, certain modulations before Dirt. Eddie Van Halen.
But Van Halen's distortion style is quite specific. It's quite tailored.
I think phases and choruses before.
Delay line effects after.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Chorus is the delay line effect.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it's a modulate. I know it's a delay line effect, but you're not using it like a delay, are you?
Well, we're going to have to agree to differ. I think that George, the honest answer is there are cases for both.
There are definitely. It's the same for delays. Sometimes you want a delay in front of the amp, and sometimes you want it after. It's very true.
So sorry, that was a bit of a cop out from both of us.
Didn't that pet chorus appear at the end of the video that focused on something else up front?
Pet chorus? Did I miss something?
Pet chorus.
Petrucci.
Okay, at the end of the video that focused on something else up front. Can't remember what that something else was.
I'm sure we did a video on it. I'm sure we did.
Yeah. Maybe it did get released. It didn't do very well.
Buried.
Oh well. Shep Shepherd, SCF Gold Chorus gear for Music F20. Not that hard to get hold of. Nice. Oh, there, Jane.
When I tried, it was a couple of 3 weeks ago when I tried to buy it, because obviously we've been busy since then and I've forgotten. And I'm really sorry, Shep, but I can't buy from Gear for Music. I just can't.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't say why, because it's really contentious.
Have you upset them?
No, I personally, I haven't.
Oh, that's a first.
How very dare you? I've not upset most of the shops I won't shop in. I just can't buy from Gear for Music, but I will try and find one, and I do want one. I want it for the board. And I will get one, and we'll do you and I will do a proper heads up on it, and we'll go, which one do we prefer? And I'll be really upset if we prefer one, because I've always loved that old one. Always.
Yeah, definitely. Larry says it's Josh Heath Scott, which brilliantly joins the subject between JHS pedals and the North JHS distributor is out of Leeds. Yeah, it's so true. When JHS pedals,
I always thought they were the same thing.
Excuse.
Actually, Greg, I can even get more specific than that. They're out of Garforth, Leeds as well, because I've been up there.
Wow.
And I had a free helicopter ride on one of their. They used to do a yearly expo, a bit like Yamaha. And this particular year, they were doing free helicopter rides around Leeds, like about 15-20 minute helicopter ride. It was amazing.
Awesome. I'd love that.
The only problem was every time we were trying to do a demo, so you get halfway through an 11 rack or a Sibelius demo, and then a helicopter would land. Quite frustrating, but hey.
Nice. Build quality, roadworthiness. That's the catalyst.
The catalyst, yeah.
Aquarium. Interesting. Steve Resendez says, greetings from California. Greetings, Steve. Have you fellas tried the Ramble Effects Marvel Drive V3 pedal? It's the best Marshall Plexi in a box I've ever played. No, never tried one.
But it's going on the list.
It's on the list.
Ramble Effects Marvel
Drive V3.
Drive V3. I do love a Marshall in a box.
Larry says, I heard a deep dive video on the commute to the event last weekend. Was bored before they'd gone through the amp models, let alone effects. It didn't sound great. Interesting.
Ooh.
That's the catalyst, I'm guessing.
And do you know what? If they've done what they did last time that put me off what they do, it'd be very foolish.
Right.
As in, if they've modelled all the speakers from dead center of the cone. Mistake.
Any interest in demoing the newish Soldano SLO30? Just got one. I think it's rather great, actually.
Yes, actually, yes. I want one. Yes. Did I say yes times?
Yeah, James is a big fan.
Huge Soldano fan. Oh,
yeah.
God, I want one of those so badly.
Nice.
Anywho.
Even in the context of how large that music retailer mixes their YouTube content. So even in the context of how that large music retailer mixes their yeah.
Yes. Can't possibly use that shop. Anyway.
George, stereo rigs are great and all, but it's not only fully enjoyed by the audience members standing in the middle. I'll say that again. Stereo rigs are great and all, but it's not only fully enjoyed.
It's not fully enjoyed. I think the only is extra to.
Oh, okay. Depends on where the speakers are.
I also think in a venue,
yeah,
that's big enough to have stereo rig.
Yeah,
it's not so big that you're going to miss out on stereo, and any bigger than that, they're going to mic both cabs anyway.
Absolutely,
put it through the rig. But I know what you mean. But I played in a band with a guy who had a Marshall JMP rig, and he had a pair of vertically mounted 2x12s, and that was his rig either side of the drums. So where I was sat was absolutely stonking for guitar tone.
Yeah, I do love a big stereo guitar tone.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Friedman small box pedal works great with Plexi style Marshalls. Yes, nice. Yeah, the pedal. Yeah, the pedal's good. Francesco P has an SV20. Nice. That's okay, James. I like your humour.
Oh, thank you, K. Michael P. I'm glad somebody does, because my wife doesn't most of the time.
Dave Olson says, have you checked out the Produce Like a Pro channel? Check out the Slave to the Rhythm vid. Amazing. Yes.
Should I introduce us as all doing marvelously well? Because we are token Brits, and that's the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Warren. We've met a few times. Lovely chap. He owes me dinner, actually, technically, because the last time we went out, I think I paid.
Good at that.
Anywho,
David hurting Warren.
Yeah, as in Warren Hewitt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes. I get the hurting.
Yeah, well, no one knows how to spell his name or pronounce it.
Oh, I see. Yes.
And I get the feeling he is probably doing marvelously well as well. So
probably
it's all good.
Bruce says, when I record live guitar with a mic, I find that the actual volume I play the guitar at is very dependent on the room, and I have to compensate accordingly.
Did you not see that Paul playing in the old Manchester Central Railway station that we put out on Facebook? That was Greg's. Was it a Fender concert? Fender Deluxe. Deluxe.
It's Fender Deluxe 2, wasn't it?
Deluxe 2. That thing was dimed, as in And
it is true though. I mean, you know, when if you're in a venue that's a smaller venue, or you've got a particularly pissy sound engineer that's telling you to turn down, and that's where you're getting your tone from.
That's all of them, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It is all of them.
But live engineers. I mean, but they have a job to do, and that job is not to get fired and not to get the venue losing its license before it's to get you a good sound. That's the problem these days.
Yes, I agree.
It's totally arse about face.
Yeah, it is.
Engineers look after their own job, and fair enough, but they then have to look after the venue's license, which is a bit rubbish.
They're a funny breed though, in the terms, like how many times have you done a gig and the engineer is never at fault? An engineer is the live engineer is never at fault. If something sounded crap, it's something to do with nothing to do with them.
There was a Y in the day.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's always.
I've done so many live gigs where I've as a musician, I've been the engineer on the gig, but I've also been booked as an engineer, knowing that I'm a musician sympathetic to the music.
Right.
Which is actually, I think it's quite a good side of it to be, rather than going in purely technically.
Yeah.
I've said to guitar players, look, it is really loud out there. Can we swing your amp in front of you?
Yeah.
So it's pointing at you, so you hear yourself, and then I can put a mic on it and for the people.
I don't mind that when that happens as well. That's me.
The people who just go, turn your amp down, mate. No, down, mate. Just turn it down now. And you go. I mean, even as the drummer, when I get told to turn it down, it's like, should I just stop hitting them?
Yeah.
I get so wound up by that. If you haven't got the capacity to have a live band where the players are good and can play, sorry, don't have live bands.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Anywho, soapbox.
Yeah, Mendel Rocks. When would you not use compression on the way in when tracking electric guitars? That's a good question.
When would I use it? I think I would always use it, but gain reduction would be 1 dB.
Yeah,
I wouldn't never slam it hard because once you've recorded it with compression, you can't effectively uncompress it. So don't do any damage. You'll get a little bit of excitement from 1 or 2 dB.
I think the only time I wouldn't use compression if I'm using like big distorted tones, because your amp's compressing anyway, and your amp's turning in, as opposed to being sort of peaks, it turns almost into a square wave.
Yeah.
But especially things like funk guitar.
Yeah, definitely, because it's so dynamic. It's a really good idea to use compression there. If you're using the wah-wah, especially with sort of like a wah-wah-y funk part, or into a Fender amp, definitely, because that's going to take
just big peaks everywhere.
Yeah. That's no offense to Fender amps. That's just the way.
Yeah, high headroom stuff.
Yeah. That's an amp I haven't talked about in a while, isn't it?
What's that?
A high watt.
Yeah.
Oh, I really want a high watt. If anyone's selling a high watt, a Dave Gilmour signature, I want it.
You're looking at an amp tomorrow.
I know I am.
Andreas Henson says, "Sorry, Paul, didn't want to exclude your opinion on my question." That's all right. I was only messing about. I wasn't aware you were using mics in front of cabs prior to your purchase of the Grossman. No. So, all the time use mics in front of the cabs, but for YouTube videos, it's always easier not to use microphones in front of cabs because just because of noise in the room.
The thing people forget, making a YouTube video about doing a thing, so it's like making a record of making a record.
Yes.
So when we do like videos about how to do a thing, it's almost like there's 2 levels of recording going on. You've got the recording you're making, which normally is a pretty straightforward process. Then you've got the making the recording and making the recording, which doubles up on everything. So yeah, things you have to think about, like you've got a tie clip mic or a lav mic or some kind of microphone picking up your voice. Well, that's also going to pick up the guitar in the room. So hence using something like a load box or a Grossman cab is an essential. It makes it so much easier for us later on.
Yeah. Oh, and Andreas, I'm only messing about. Honestly, I don't take offense. It's all good. It's all good. And thanks for your answer too. Anytime, mate. Cowboy Studio says, thanks for the reply. It seems like I will end up with both 1176 style comp and a mic. We'll have to find someone who ships the shiny box ribbon to Norway. Nice.
They're great. They are really, really good. I can't speak highly enough.
Nice.
I think you can buy them in the States and they'll import them, but you'll get chucked with Norwegian import tax. I don't know what that is, but
it's high in Norway, isn't it?
Yeah. Go to the States and buy one. Do what I do. Go to the and have the holiday as well, and then just bring it back in your suitcase because customs aren't going to look for one microphone. You just say,
"No, we've got customs watch this show every night, mate. Every Wednesday."
Yes.
Ian G, hi gents. Quick question. I'm looking for a high-end HSS style guitar. I hear Sir guitars are quite sterile. Are the antique Sir models also sterile or just the standard modern series? Thanks. Yes, I find Sir guitars sterile. They're brilliant guitars. Such great guitars. Never played a bad one. But they are a little bit sterile. High end.
What is a high end HSS?
Well, let's say
pretty broad church, isn't it? I mean, because you can get HSS Strats that are amazing.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Like an elite.
Yeah.
The elite Fenders.
Depending if you're a kind of, I'm seeing a kind of Les Paul-esque thing in your picture.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're a super kind of player, there are a million really good HSS Strat type guitars out there.
Yeah.
There was a couple, and we're going to come to this in a bit. The auctions, the first day of the 3-day auction was going on today. There was James Tyler, would have been an amazing guitar. Vigier was a name that I hadn't heard of for donkeys, but they were great guitars.
Oh no, really, really good guitars. But I think Ian's after something like, I think Ian's after like like a session musician perfect HSS Strat. So something like Sir, the PRS Fiore.
Yeah,
would be a good one.
How are you at doctoring guitars or having them doctored? Just saying, you could get a really good Strat and then get a what are those humbuckers that actually single coil size?
Oh, like something like the Jeff Beck Jr., the Seymour Duncan do them. They're really good. They sound great on a Strat.
Yeah, and you don't lose the Strat SSS look just to get a humbucker.
There's a really good guitar at the moment. Here's some others. Exotic make amazing guitars. Exotic, same people that make the pedals. Really, really good guitars. I would much rather get an Exotic than a Sir. As great as Sir are, Exotic, because they come more sort of they're not always relics. You don't have to get a relic one, but you can get relic ones, and they always have like a great roasted flame maple neck that just looks amazing. If you're looking at roasted flame maple necks, things like Ernie Ball, Music Man, they do some good ones. But I don't like the necks. The necks on Music Man is just a little bit too narrow for me.
What's a Luke got on it? Is that HSS?
No, the new Lukes are HH.
Right.
I'd probably.
Or what's
an old Luke again?
Super Sport or an Axis is HSS, isn't it?
No, Super Sport is HH.
Oh God.
But they do HSS. I would.
An Ernie Ball is Ernie Ball is a guitar that I'm missing at the moment. There wasn't any in the auctions that I really wanted. There was an Ernie Ball, a Music Man bass that I really liked. That I was just a little bit. No, I don't need it. Having just spent £5 on flooring the day before, I was a bit nervous to spend.
Do you know what I would go for? If you want an HSS guitar that's not going to depreciate in value, I would go and buy a Fender Custom Shop HSS.
Yeah.
So go and get they do them all the time. you know, like a 60s, it'll be the equivalent of a 60s modded guitar. So, you know, 60s style body, pickups, but with, you know, with the humbucker in the bridge position. They sound great. I was looking for one as well last week.
I still want the other way around.
You want the other way around?
I want an SSH.
See, I know why they don't do them. I think I know why they don't do them, because I think they'd be so mismatched.
It would look bizarre.
But it would look bizarre, and it would also be like quiet. Ah!
But I have seen them. So the guy, I'm sure his name's John Squires. I'm sure is his name. The guy who plays with Bon Jovi, as second Lex.
Yeah.
And I was like, he turned up with this guitar on this gig several times. I was like, I want that guitar. It was like a minty blue color. I was like, oh, yeah.
Nice.
Anyway,
nice. Nedamido says some modulation before Dirt for me. That's Univibe and Phaser. They both sound amazing there. Chorus after Dirt. I mean, the effects loop. Interesting. Phaser chorus before Dirt. See, everyone likes things different. Delay and reverb after. That's my go-to order. Danny T. James, I'm with you on using processing when laying down to tape. Be careful, because you can get in trouble quick. Tiny bit. Tea time at Shay Faz. Have a good evening, everyone. Have a good evening, Larry. David Brose says, hello, chaps. I've played 5 gigs in the last 2 weeks. Nice. I'm the happiest I've been in 2 years. Hope everyone's getting back out there. I need to gig. I need to get out there.
Yeah. I'm getting itchy feet. That's nothing to do with athletes. Tommy South, talk about an Axis. Actually, I think that's an Eddie. I don't. I'm not sure. It's got the tuning. Yeah, the drop D on it. Keep it up, you guys. I hear your gear hunt has been invaluable to me. Oh, cheers, Tommy. I'm very pleased. Nice guitar, that. Nedamido says, Ian, go high end HSS but affordable. Shiji. Also FGN. I had an FGM J Standard Odyssey, but I sold it. Best guitar I've ever held, but I didn't connect with it. Go figure. That's true. Often you can pick up a great guitar and it just doesn't resonate with you. It doesn't vibe with you. I always think, but the thing is about these high-end guitars, and I like high-end guitars because, you know, if you buy second-hand, you're never going to lose value on it. No. Anyway, definitely. Because, you know, and if you don't like it, you can sell it. Gal 7615, Thomas Blue, you had him on the show, does a superb Marshall JCM 800 in his X5 Golden Brownie. You won't look any further. Nice, fantastic. Nice one. Cowbell says, another question. I'm annoying tonight. No, you're not, mate. No, you're not. Definitely not. Yeah, questions are good. Is it better to put the compressor on the insert on the preamp or after the preamp in the patch bay? I have 8 1076 preamps hooked up to a patch bay. Technically, it depends how 1076 is. Now, is 1076 is it with an EQ or without? If it's just the 1076, you could go from the preamp into the compressor into your DAW or your tape, your desk, whatever. That would be legit. That would be the same as putting it in an insert, I think, because normally in a desk, in the insert, it goes gain, insert point, EQ, volume level is the normal order. I'm not sure it makes any difference. I tend to like to put things in the dedicated insert loop. It's there. I would use it. You don't say what your 1076s are Are they 500 series modules? Are they dedicated rack units? If they've got dedicated racks, have they got EQ in them? Because some do. If they've got EQ in them, definitely use the insert point for the compression. Definitely.
There we go.
I mean, that's my instinctive shout. We could try it, and it doesn't sound as good as putting it in line. An insert is only a break in the line. Don't think of it as doing anything clever. It's just a break in the line where it's sending the signal out and taking it back and putting another processor in. It's inserting a process into the signal chain. It's not doing anything clever. It's not, paralleling or anything like that. It's just breaking the chain to put another signal in. That's all it's doing.
It's like an effects loop.
Yeah.
Mike Van Leeuwen says, played a Brunetti Singleman 30 combo amp last week. What an awesome punchy clean amp with great reverb. Nice.
Sounds fun.
Nice. Cowboy Studios, I had a guitar player as an engineer on a gig last year. Never had so loud guitars on stage ever. Ended up with all I could hear was my guitar. That's just what you need.
Drummers make the best engineers.
Do they? Drummers all got shot hearing from the...
Pardon?
Yeah.
Drummers generally do two things well. They run bands well, and they do sound engineering well.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because generally a drummer needs other people to play with to have a band.
Right.
So drummers often start bands.
Right.
I'm a drummer. Come on, play with me.
Right.
That's in traditional times, that's how bands start, isn't it? Come on, play with me. I've got a kit. Come to my house. I don't want to move the drum kit. Is often something that is heard, and drummers are always the first ones to go, oh fuck this, I'm sat at the back, can't hear anything. Therefore, that they're the first ones to get into sound engineering and desks and microphones and stuff.
Interesting.
Whereas the rest of the band can always hear themselves, unless it's the singer. And let's face it, nobody wants to give the singer a mixing desk.
Oh my god, Danny Litchfield.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. I mean, if I'm wrong, stop me. But generally, drummers are the ones who start the process of starting bands. And
do you know what really winds me up about singers that have mixing desks?
Yeah.
Because when you're singing, you're not hearing the out front mix because all of the sound.
Because you're making the noise with your head.
Yeah. So and the singers always turn their mics up too loud if they're engineering, and it's oh man, just no.
Yeah.
No. Billy Wagner says, I had 3 college girls ask me to turn down for a few minutes on an acoustic gig so they could Snapchat.
Well, I mean, the fact that 3 college girls spoke to you surely is a bonus.
Just else in that thing.
Oh, I have to tell you today, right? I didn't get any pictures because I thought it was a little bit out of order to do it.
Right.
But I was with the 2 guys, Mark and James, from Present Day Productions today. And Mark, as it turns out, is a Hammond player. An awesome Hammond player.
Which one's Mark? Is he the older guy or the younger guy?
The older guy.
Okay.
And we were chatting. And in their studio, right then and there, they had basically a C3 with pedals and the works. And C3 is the English equivalent of a B3. Everyone knows of a B3 because it's the American one. C3 is the English one, apparently. He took the back off, and I have never seen more valves in my entire life.
Wow.
This thing had a valve amp that was this big just for the reverb tank.
Oh, wow.
And then there was 2 more valve amps just powering the internal speakers. And there was another valve amp running. I've never seen so much glass in a single device. It was incredible.
Wow.
Anywho, we're about over an hour in. We should probably do Das News.
Okay, I'll get through it then. I'll bung through it.
All right.
Let me do this. Screen, that one. Okay. So let's have a look. Fender unveils 2022 custom shop master build, prestige, and limited edition annual collection models. Now,
I like the second one from the left, and the rest look like Dog poo.
I'm with you on that. Do you know, I don't even like the second one from the left. I'm guessing that's a Shishkoft one. That one there, the gold one.
Yeah.
Because he always does things that are a bit sort of leery. But let's have a look. I mean, it's just
not attractive, is it?
What's going on? And it's only 17,500.
See, now that I like. That looks cool.
Okay, it's 15 squillions. I don't like that, James. I don't like that.
I didn't realize it was a Jag.
I like that one. I like that one.
That's a bit boring by comparison, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's it's nice though. That's nice.
Attractive.
11. It's 11 squillions. So Shishkov, 9.5. That's not expensive for that. I don't like it. It's too. He always uses like gold stuff. He makes everything look a little bit 80s to me.
Yeah.
No,
just no.
Yeah, just no. I'm with you on that actually.
Just no. Move on. Move along.
I always want to know why Squires are more than a Telecaster.
Because there's more wood in it. They've left the wood in this time.
Maybe.
It's not
a Ron Thorn one, this one. Oh,
no.
And do you know how much that is? $36,500. Oh, what is going on with that? No.
Is that a flea?
It does look like a flea base, doesn't it?
No, that's horrible.
It's the Peacock. That is. I mean, look at it.
It's also £22,500 is what it is.
Look at it. It looks like someone's bought like an old 50s
curtains,
a precision bass.
To be fair,
let their grandma have a go on it.
Yeah.
What is that about?
$22,500. No. Wrong.
It's all a bit Death and Spiders, isn't it? What's this?
You like skulls normally?
I do like skulls, but not. No, I don't like that. Not for 21.5. Oh yes. Now that's what I'm talking about.
All of a sudden, he's talking.
See, that is what I'm talking about.
That is quite nice.
That is. There's no. What's the price?
They're giving it away, mate.
Hold on. Oh no. So this is a limited edition. See, this is amazing. So this isn't even the master built one. So this is going to be, which I'm talking about in a minute. This is going to be much cheaper than crazy odd master built jobs.
The only one we liked is not the one they're talking about.
Yeah. So here's the limited edition stuff.
Right.
They've just released. So this must be. Oh, look at that. That's really.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're much nicer, aren't they, than the master built weirdness. Anyway, that's really nice. Anyway, Kentucky Fried Chicken, anyone?
Unlucky Fried Kitten.
Unlucky Fried Chicken.
It's got awesome.
That's really nice, isn't it? That's really nice.
That's lovely.
Oh wait, Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's really. Look at how dark that board is.
That's awesome. Oh, that looks like a Rory Gallagher without the Rory Gallagher stickers and the real, the lack of any kind of varnish or lacquer on it, whatever of any kind.
Yeah. See, they're all nice. All of them are nice.
Yeah. It makes me want to bargain bucket even more than usual. We definitely need to buy you an ad block, mate.
Show. What's this one? 50s Twisted Telecaster. That's nice.
Doesn't look any different to a normal one.
I mean, they're all nice.
Oh, so that jazz bass looks great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I mean, look, all of these are nice, aren't they?
Oh,
there it is. So there it is. That's the that's one we've just seen, but it's in black.
Not the purple. Oh,
I know, but aged magenta sparkle. But that is
that's 5.5. No, 6.
It's 4.7 UK. It's nice and expensive, but it's nice.
The next one down is amazing.
Look at these. That's great, isn't it?
Thing is, you could take that to a gig, it could get absolutely trashed, and nobody would notice.
No, and that's why I like relic guitars, because you don't have to worry about that sort of stuff. That's nice. And you've got humbucker in the neck, James. They're really dark. Look how dark the boards are.
That's lovely.
They've done a really nice job on them. What's this? Go away. What's that?
Get me some Kentucky Fried.
I can't even see it. Anyway, I thought they looked really nice.
For like quarter of the money.
Yeah.
Much nicer guitars.
So it's all about Fender this week. Mm-hmm. So Fender and Mattel.
Another Fender moment of the week.
Yeah. One of a kind custom shop Hot Wheels guitars starting at 12 grand.
See, now I do have a certain weakness for Hot Wheels.
Do you?
Maybe, yeah, because Jake loves Hot Wheels. To me, Hot Wheels will always be Matchbox cars.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh man, that purple flamey one, 3 from the left, amazing.
I like the flame. Oh, that one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, that's a wrong one, mate. No, that's a wrong one.
I like the purple one next to the green in the middle.
Yeah, that one there. That's all right. I don't like the scratch plate.
And I quite like the blue to the as well.
Cool. I like that one there.
I like the other blue one, the other side.
That one. Yeah, of course you like that, because it looks like a Petrucci thing.
It looks like a JS.
Yeah, it does look. It looks like a cross between a JS and a Petrucci. Yeah,
they're awesome. Do you know what?
Okay.
If it was all about colours and bright colours on stage, I'd go for any one of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not cheap though. Not cheap. Okay, so this I thought was a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Orange new wireless headphones transmit audio by vibrating your face bones. I'm just trying to think. It's not. Is it? It's not April Fool's already.
It's not April Fool's. No, I don't think so. Not yet.
I mean, come on. That is okay. That to me is a
works. It's voodoo.
I think that's a flop.
I do think that's
Orange should not be releasing that. That is not an Orange product.
Orange. If someone's come to Orange with an OEM style product, and if you put Orange on it, we'll sell a bazillion of these. And I'm afraid you've picked the wrong fruit company for that.
Yeah,
you should have picked Apple, not Orange. That's probably the funniest thing I've said tonight.
So yeah, the O-Bones, they're priced at £79. That's not gonna. I can't see that.
They're gonna be gash.
Can't believe you just said that word. Okay, so we'll move on from that. I don't know. Anyway, we'll have a look at this. This is the new Jeff Loomis guitar.
I'm sure it's lovely, but it looks like every other Pointy Jackson in history.
Yeah.
Well, like the timber, it's not, the grain on the timber's nice.
Yeah, it's that ash, isn't it? I thought they called it.
It's another Pointy Jackson. Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's a 7-string Jackson in it. So with
any string.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into it.
Can't we're such old men when it comes to things like that, aren't we?
What's that? Well,
such old men.
Well, yeah, you know, and unless it looks like a Fender.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
no, I am not that person. You know that.
I know.
You're the one who has to look like a Telecaster for you to be impressed.
I know. So this got released, I think, late last week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a new Rev Stars. I think they're doing really, really well. Yamaha. I think they've.
The thing about Yamaha instruments is generally, if you pay, middle of the road, better than middle of the road instrument, very functional, beautifully made. It won't let you down. Perfectly serviceable giggle instrument. If you start paying top end of Yamaha money, you're getting good instruments that will hold their own with anything similar money. The only problem you have to get over is the Yamaha on the headstock or on the drum kit badge or on the bass drum, whatever. Yamaha basses, fantastic. No one's ever had a problem with those. Yamaha drums sound amazing. Yamaha guitars have never really broken into the top end guitar market.
No, I agree, because I think they're just they're not really. I don't know. I don't know the reason behind. But anyway, so what they've done.
Everyone starts on a Squire Strat or a Epiphone Les Paul. What they should do is start on a Yamaha Pacifica because they're half the money of guitars.
They do. You know, when I used to work in that music shop when I was a nipper, they used to sell, you know, the cheap 112 Pacificas, and they're great.
Yeah,
for me, way better than a Squire.
By a long way. They sound the components are better. They stay in tune better. They hold their intonation better.
Yeah.
But these are really tough.
These are So they've made the body slightly bigger, which I thought was nice. Giving it some chain bridge.
Ooh, nice.
Comes in lots of different colors, and you get 3 different levels. So you get the cheap ones, which are say £5 in pounds. Okay, let's say dollars, $500.
Mm-hmm.
The standards are $800, and the professionals are $2,000.
Quite a chunk difference.
There's a massive difference, isn't there? There's a massive price jump.
The problem you're going to have with $2,000 is selling someone a Yamaha headstock, because it won't say Fender or Gibson on it, or these days it won't say PRS on it.
But that's why they're getting, you know, that's why they're, you know, one of their endorsees is Chris Buck, because, you know, if they can get some top end guitar players playing them, then that makes them more sought after, doesn't it?
Helix used to have a Yamaha endorsement.
Did he?
On an SG style.
I know it was a German company used to be endorsed by. I didn't know that. I didn't know he had a Yamaha endorsement as well.
Yamaha. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, and lastly, the GX100.
It looks very cool, doesn't it?
It's brilliant. I think it's really good. It's got a touchscreen on it. I think it's got everything you'd need on that. I think that's brilliant.
How much?
Doesn't say. Oh yeah, 600 euros.
So about the same in dollars these days.
Sorry?
About the same in pounds and dollars these days.
Yeah, I think it's about £500.
Looks really cool.
I think it's great. You've got an effects loop in there, stereo out, amp control, expression pedals. It's great.
Very cool.
I think that's going to be a winner for them, I think. And I almost think it's going to take the place of like the GT stuff.
Yeah.
Even though it's not, you know, as powerful as the GT stuff, I think that's going to be. I think people are going to love that. Anyway,
cool.
Back in.
Great. So, did you buy anything today?
I was going to buy something today, so I sold my custom shop Strat the other day.
Which one? Your old one or your new one?
No, the old one. Really like the new one.
Right, cool.
Really like the new one. I like the old one as well, but really like the new one. So that's a keeper, I think.
I meant at the auction.
Oh, I see. At the auction. No, I didn't buy anything. I forgot it was on, to be honest.
Prices a little bit high today, generally.
Right.
Especially when you take into account, you look at the prices and go, "Oh, that's not bad," and you add your sales tax and VAT and stuff. A little bit high, I thought, in many cases. A couple of things that I let go. Had I been, quite frankly, had I not just spent $5,000 on flooring and underlay, I might have been a bit more zealous on clicking another go, another 20 quid or another 50 quid. Interestingly, some of the super high-end Boon Gould stuff, like the Adamas, the Ovation Acoustics, didn't sell.
Oh, were they his?
Yeah.
They were. That's right. Okay.
Didn't sell.
They're not. No one wants an Ovation anymore. It's like it's real.
There was a time, but that time has gone.
Yeah. Way gone.
The amp, the Hellcat, I think went for about 720 quid with the 4x12. And hindsight being the wonderful thing that it is, I wish I'd clicked on it again. But I did have another go, and I realised that there was someone else who was just straight back in after me, who clearly wanted United. Therefore, I wasn't going to force the issue.
Yeah, that's it. You can always say, "Oh, I could have bought that for that," but you can't because the
next person was.
Yeah.
But there's day 2 tomorrow, which is amps and effects and bits and pieces and memorabilia and stuff, which I'll watch for a little bit. There's a couple of amps I'm interested in, but generally, price is a bit too high today.
Right. I'm glad I didn't bother then.
I was in the car watching it or listening to it. At least I wasn't watching it because, of course, that would be illegal. But yeah, interesting. But
maybe what we should do is next week, because we've got about half an hour left, and maybe we can have a look at tomorrow's sale and
yeah, have a look at how the prices worked out, what was worth it, what wasn't.
Yeah.
The interesting one, the guitar that both you and I were looking at quite seriously, the Les Paul with P90s, went for $1850, which is quite a lot of money for a butchered guitar.
That's not. I mean, especially when you've got to pay the tax and the commission and stuff on top of that.
Yes,
it's crazy. That's not good.
Let's get back into questions and comments and stuff.
Billy Wagner says, "I told them to hit the tip jar and make it happen." That was the girls in the pub turned down.
Yes,
nice one. Mike says, "On the It's Too Loud live band front, I really upset the Avid S6 live guy at Avid HQ when I asked him if maybe live sound might be better now. The live boys have finally got around to digital workflow."
Depends who it was. If it was Rob, Scottish Rob, he would have taken that with a pinch of salt because he works with Massive Attack and various other sort of fairly large scale acts. Interesting though.
Michael MC says, "Do pedals go out of favour style over time? Examples of full tone, OCD, I'm guessing he means, or exotic EP booster." I don't think they've both been around for a while. OCD, well done. I think they've both been around for a while. I think both of those pedals, I don't think would ever go out of favour.
I think pedals came in and went out of favour as a thing for quite a long time, but they're back now with a vengeance. I think I said earlier the whole hybrid workflow thing, where you have some analog gear, some pedals, some digital, all talking together. I think that's a real thing now.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit nippy and put a jumper on.
Oh, bless you, the old boy.
Yeah, well, getting to that time, mate. Where are we? Okay, I still have my twin reverbs that I bought when I was a child. I love twins, and I don't think they get enough love. I think they probably don't get enough love because not many people can actually turn them up
or lift them.
Yeah,
I'd love to go to the studio.
Would you? I'm not a massive twin fan. Matt says, Matt writes in the house, "Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Hope you're well, Matt." Sean Shepley says, "Hey guys, what's your opinion on the Line 6 gear Helix HFX Stomp?" I've
never embraced it. I've never embraced their software stuff, and I can tell you why. I can tell you instantly why. Because a few years ago, I was trying to get some decent sounds out of the Helix software, and I went, "These speaker emulations sound terrible, like really terrible." And I turned these speaker emulations off and put the 11 emulations on, and went, "That's so much better." Spoke to a buddy of mine at Line 6 and said, who now isn't going to let us have one of those amps because I'm reminding him of this story. And I said, "Why do your speaker emulations sound so bad?" And he said, "Because they're all modelled with the mic pointing directly at the dust cap of the speaker."
You must be able to move them. You must be able to move it.
You couldn't do that.
Oh wow!
The emulation was the model was done with it pointing directly in the middle, and that's why they sounded like a bag of spanners being thrown down a place where a bag of spanners should never be thrown.
Sure. Sean, I had a Helix and an HF and a Stomp, HX Stomp. So I had the Helix rack for a while. I think it's really good. I think the effects are really good. It's good. It's really good. They're really good. They're getting a little bit long in the tooth, I would say. I think if Line 6 aren't thinking about bringing out a replacement very soon, I'd be really surprised.
Bring back Amp
Farm. Huh? Yeah.
Bring back Amp Farm.
And I didn't like M-Farm, but I reckon I've got a feeling that this summer they'll be bringing out there'll be a new Helix. They've got to bring out a new version. Billy Wagner, I have a 66 twin that I gig with all the time. Nice,
lovely,
very nice. HSS strap. How about a Pauletti? Do you know what? I've been put
one in the auction today.
Was there what Pauletti?
Yeah, I was so close to pulling the trigger on.
Were you?
But it was a lot of money.
I tried them out at NAMM a couple of years ago. Last time we went, actually, James. And yeah, really nice guitars. Really nice guitars. I don't like the crass Italian design that they do with it. There's something about it that just makes it go a little bit bling. Do you know, there was one with one I saw recently secondhand. It was buzzing about and it had like studs around it. And it's just like, oh God, no.
Wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't buy it. I think that'd be one of the last exotic guitars are played by Alan Hines. Really, really good guitars, those exotics. There's one for sale. There's an exotic Telecaster for sale locally.
Was Eric trying to pass one of his on?
Who?
Eric.
Cowboy Studios. A friend of mine has an exotic Strat, by far the best Strat I've ever played. Yeah, really good. If you're looking for an HSS, nothing really big to mention. Yeah, very
great shout.
Good shout. Exotic made a lovely heavy relic like Rory Gallagher's. Nice. Steve Resendez. Yes, Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't the Steve Morse MM an HSS? No, the Steve Morse is a HSSH. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Well done. There we go.
It is an Axis.
It's an Axis. Oh, with a drop D on it. Billy Wagner. I didn't resonate with my DGT until I lowered the pickups. It's still not my number one. Interesting.
We missed out as well.
Pet, we missed you. Oh, sorry, mate. Oh, sorry. What we try and do is, if anyone does a super chat like Pet has just done, we normally try and answer that immediately. But sorry, Pet, we must have, for some reason, missed that. A recent episode of TPS suggests an all-night Q&A with beers and sleeping bags. Beat them to the post, lads. Batman juice and fizzy snakes in tow. That'll keep us awake.
All-nighter. Do you think we could do it? You'd become very cold out there.
Very cold out where?
Well, in your man cave.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No. Let's put the air conditioning on. The heating on.
Do you think we'd have to do it in shifts?
I think you'd have to do it together. I think you'd have to do it together to keep each other going.
Do you know what I think? The interesting thing that since the last couple of weeks, while you've said that we've noticed that numbers are down on the site a little bit, as in the video views, online joining us during the live Q&As has gone up about 24.
Say that again.
Great.
Yeah, nice one.
People who are joining us has gone up 40% for the live show. It's great.
Yeah, it is nice. It's good. It's all good.
So carry on, and we'll.
You know what we should do? We should do an all-nighter and do it for charity. Do it for like the
Ukraine appeal.
Yeah, Ukraine appeal or something like that.
All right, let's do that. Let's do it in a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's going anywhere fast, is it?
Let's hope it does.
All right, let's plan that between us. We'll do an all-night Q&A. You can provide the digs. I'll provide the beer. Or nice. Gin. Gin would be funnier.
The thing about me is that what I end up doing is drinking fast and then just going. But yeah, so let's get some fizzy snakes in. We get the fizzy snakes in.
What happens is you're going to get 7.5 hours of Paul and I snuggled up going
having a cuddle. That'd be some footage.
Oh, here we go. This is where
Bruce says B3 and C3 are identical, just different cabinet. B3 has legs. C3 looks more like a church organ with full sides. Inside's exactly the same. Nice. There we go. Cabronita. Yes, it's not. That one actually wasn't a Cabronita. That was a Cabolo, I think they call them.
Right.
The twin. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a Telecaster. It's a Telecaster with like a TV Jones and a single. I think it's called a Cabolo. I can't remember anyway. Yes, I do love them though. Buy porn ad blocker funds. Yeah. What's going on with that? If it's not not scantily clad ladies, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I got to be honest, I don't look up either. I don't
hate to say it. It's a great. Can you give me that line again?
What? What line?
If it's not
scantily clad ladies, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Because both are in fact very similar. Because once you've had the leg and the thigh, all you get is a greasy box to stick your bone in.
Yeah, you know that 2%. You know that 2% female viewership we did have. That is so wrong on so many levels. Definitely not monetizing today's show.
Yeah, we can. You can't unmonetize humor. I've watched Jimmy Carr's videos.
But cheers, David. Was that a that was a thank you to David, wasn't it? So why have we not been informed about our super chats? Thanks.
We were in the middle of new gear, so hence we couldn't see it quick.
Cheers, David. That's really kind of you, and thanks again, Pet.
Thanks to everyone who,
at the beginning.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who pitches in to support this guff, because we do it for fun, but it is nice that when you guys reach out and support us and stuff, it helps pay for all the other things that make this possible.
Well, it pays for James's lunch when he comes around,
and other things.
Yeah. Cowboy Studio says check out Techmoan on YouTube. He has some reviews of different bone conductor headphones. He says they're not great for music, but great for podcasts. Interesting. I've never heard of bone conductor headphones. No. There we go. Should have picked Apple, not orange. Haha, I like that. There we go. George, have either of you been happily? I still can't get over your Kentucky Fried Chicken box joke. I like that. Yeah. I like it. Have either of you been happily enjoying a gig only for the unmistakable whiff of a fart to creep up your nostrils? If so, did you gag, laugh, or revel in its aroma?
So I can if you'll pardon the obvious laugh, I can trump that.
Yeah, nice one.
I was on stage with my old band, and I went, "That ain't right. That's not just an air biscuit.
Oh no!
Someone followed through."
Right.
And then I looked at the bass player and noticed that his white jeans weren't white anymore.
Oh, bless him.
And he had sharted himself. And he did the whole gig, the whole set, facing the audience. Did not turn around. Did not.
Oh, bless him.
So yeah.
It is funny, but it's like doing gigs, with people drinking beer and stuff. It's just guaranteed. It's every single gig you do that someone in the audience having a dance and a fart at the same time.
The worst ever one I did, say myself, was I came back from said bass player's honeymoon. From his wedding.
Yeah.
I came back and I went down with Campylobacter food poisoning. Properly, right. 2 weeks. I had to. The first weekend back, I said, "Sorry, I can't even get out of bed. I can't gig." And then the next gig back, we had to drive up to the northeast somewhere, and we stopped every 45 minutes for me to go in. Nice. And about halfway through the gig, towards the end of the gig, I was DJing as well on this gig. So I literally said, "We're going to do another song." He said, "Well, you're doing it without me," and I had to leg it to the gents and run back. And I think I joined them halfway through Wonderwall or something.
That's what you need, yeah. You need a drummer for that.
God.
We've got another one.
We have. I'm just going to find it. There it
is. Franco, thanks, mate. What very kind of you. Hey guys, what is your favorite piece of studio gear right now? That's a good question.
Can I have two?
Go on.
Well, my amazing. Let me get it down in the shot. this thing, which we have done videos on before. Oh, I'm trashing the joint. My amazing
microphone
is just the nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't set it up for this. Couldn't have it there somewhere because it sounds amazing. And the other thing, I'm just going to put that back before it falls over and kills me and the children or something. I think my other favorite piece of studio kit is my current interface, the Galaxy. It can do everything I need it to do in one interface and route things to 6 different places and 3 different pieces of software. It's fucking amazing. Studio kit wise, it's amazing.
Nice. I think my favorite my favorite studio piece of equipment is my monitors.
They are good.
Speakers, yeah, they're really good. Yeah, I really, really like them. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so key 3s they're called, but
not an inexpensive purchase.
Not
but they are
at all. But they are nice. Yeah, you can buy a nice, very nice few custom shops with them.
Yes.
Do we do George's? Yes, we did. Shep said bone conduction headphones are a reality. Wow. Hi guys. Oh, look at that. That's a nice one. Hi guys. Mint scratch plate for that strap pull. Yes, mate. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I want it looking like that. That's nice. That's quite yellow, isn't it? Your one.
Quite yellow. Nice.
Jim Simmons, Bosch should have £100 rebate on the GX100 for limited time with inflation and high gas prices. We can all use a break. Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen. Sad but true. Anyone who's in the States doesn't know what high gas prices are anyway.
No, that's true. Cowboy Studios, gin and Red Bull would keep you going for a couple of hours extra. It does, doesn't it? Definitely.
Evil stuff.
Yeah, that definitely keeps going though. Hollywood actress, for an all-nighter, you have to play your guitars and pedals to string it out. Yeah, you could do that. That'd be fun.
Jam all night.
Light number 27 is arrived late. Allable, high top load. Bruce Brooks, an all-nighter would be great for me. It would be an all-afternoon and eveninger.
Let's get the barbecue out. Do a whole afternoon. Do you reckon we could do a 24-hour live stream for charity?
That's tough, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting some giggles.
By the way, you guys getting the GX100 Boss to review? Yes, we are Hollywood. Sorry if you answered this earlier. We have, and yes, there will be one coming. Ad blocker. Just use Brave web browser will do.
Yeah.
Real all-nighter. You get a number of us to join you on live stream, taking shifts and keeping us all engaged. Each of us can give a studio tour and a bit of a background. Then we all get a
That's actually nice.
I like that. Nice
okay,
idea.
This is developing into an actual charity idea. If you think you'd be up for it and you'd be up for joining us for an amount of time, like an hour or a couple of hours, or joining out the thing, I think saying an all-nighter is one thing. I think a 24-hour live stream is the word. I think that'd be cool.
24-hour live stream.
Yeah, a 24-hour Q&A. That'd be amazing.
Gosh.
Where if we had webcams long enough, we could take around to your garden and stuff.
Yeah.
So we could sit outside and get some fresh air and do exercise and stuff.
Yeah.
While doing this is all very feasible. I'm loving where this is going.
Okay.
I think there's some legs in this.
Okay.
Right, keep going. We're nearly there. We are nearly there.
Says, the one upside when there still was smoke inside, you could not smell the farts, the smelly armpit. It's true, isn't it?
And the revolting beer-stained carpets that venues had.
Yeah.
Oh, because as soon as smoking went away, you realised how bad pubs smelt. That's several years ago.
I like the smell of an old pub.
Woodbines.
Rich. Yeah, it's really different in different light. It's more greeny than yellow. Like that.
It's very.
Bruce is in for the live stream. Nah.
Yeah, I think there's some legs in this. We'll look into it, and I'd say we've not explored the charity card yet, and I'm pretty sure if we with the appropriate promotion and what's the word, extortion, we could turn this into something really quite useful. Yeah. If we say we'll come up with a plan for next week, maybe do it in a couple of weeks' time. I like the idea of this.
We should, even if we don't do that, we should actually do a live stream and just do it for the Ukraine.
Let's do something extreme. Let's do an extreme live stream.
Extreme live stream. Maybe we can try and get loads of different celebs guests on to keep us going.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah. All right. A few
Cowboy Studio says, check out Epoch Cam. I've got Epoch Cam, actually. Then you can use your iPhone as a webcam. Easy to walk around. Yes.
And you can do that into this system as well from your iPhone.
Nice.
Yes.
Gal7615. Yes, 24-hour money goes to Ukraine. Yes.
Yep.
I'd be up for a live stream. How do I contact you guys to show interest?
I think you just did.
You just did. Yeah, don't worry. It's all good. We'll do it. We'll advertise it, and we can, you know.
I've just seen the best one of all. I've just seen the best person. Get Beato on.
No.
The thing is, we'd want to do that by about hour 24 to send us all off to sleep.
Jim Simmons says, ever considering reviewing older or vintage gear? Yeah, we do that. We've done that a lot, haven't we?
We've done my old tape Echo was amazing.
Yeah, we've done lots of things. Leon Todd started doing reviews of older gear, and a lot of it sounds very good, even compared to some of today's newer gear. Yeah, absolutely,
totally. We all love something vintage and lovely.
Matt Wright, I'll be in for the live stream. Awesome. I think Steve's right there.
Yeah, shoot for 12 hours.
I think it's 12 hours.
8 till 8. We could do an overnighter.
8 till 8. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I love a snooze, and I know we're doing charity. I do love a snooze, especially if we're having a couple of drinkies.
What do I do midday till midnight? That way we get.
Great. Let's do that.
We get the British and we get the sort of the British, European, and the Americans in there as well.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. It's
got
to be something. It's got to be something because we're doing it for charity. It's got to be something that
is a challenge.
It's a challenge, exactly. It can't just be like the usual guff that we do.
We would actually have to plan it and do a different thing every hour. So that's 12 different. We could do live reviews.
That's a good idea.
We could do a different review.
Good idea. So one of us talking about something,
yeah,
and the other person can go and have a bit of a break for a bit.
Yeah. Not a snooze though, because 12 hours is a dollar.
I love a snooze.
You need to be able to factor in bathroom breaks.
Right. Okay.
Because
we're not just going to do your bass player in white jeans.
No, because that's just wrong on so many levels.
Okay. Not adult nappies or.
Oh! Stop!
Depends what you're into, mate. It's all good. Derek says live stream session on e.g. vibrato, bending, etc. with live stream edition, comments from viewers on tips, suggestions, etc. That's a great idea. Yeah. We do technique things.
The problem we have is what I think we need to do generally. I think the week we tried out, and this is as much a Paul and I chat as it is a chat to you guys. The week we tried out the full HD streaming, not just 720, Mike Ayton, who I know has good ears for this sort of thing, did say it sounded better. Now I wonder if it
sounded better.
We went up from 720 to full 1080. The sound improved as well. Now I wonder if once the sound's improved and we can hook in an interface into either end, I think we get a better sonic output.
I just think we just do it live on YouTube, because live on YouTube, as in just not using StreamYard.
Yeah, that's true.
It sounds much better. But like when I do the Katana Fridays.
And if we're both in the same place, there's no need to use StreamYard because we're both in the same place.
Oh, which reminds me, yes, exactly. Which reminds me, I'm hoping to do a Katana Friday this week, and someone asked a question, and I said, "Oh, that would be good to do for Katana Fridays," and I've completely forgotten what it was. So, if anyone can remember what that was, or has got any suggestions for this week's Katana Fridays, let me know, and I'll get onto that.
I hate to say it.
What? Yeah, she did some time ago.
We could do 24 hours.
4 hours. I came up, finish the grass. He's still on. Give me some more of your humour, James.
Oh, blimey!
He missed the Kentucky Fried Chicken. You're gonna have to go back, K. Michael P.
Kentucky Fried Chicken joke was worth. I think it's worth.
That's definitely your best effort so far. No bathroom breaks. Get a cup.
Nice. That just reminds me of another thing with a cup.
No, you're thinking no. Tony, Colorado, as someone new to the channel, how do you find artists to work with on your songs? That's a really good question.
On a gent's toilet wall.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with songwriting, and it just turns out occasionally.
Yeah. You can sing as well. Oh, yeah. By any chance, no.
Can you sing like that?
Yeah. Just while you're doing that, you can't sing by any chance, can you?
This is almost getting back to the point we did the live stream from Bournemouth this year, and we were both on it all afternoon, and then did the live stream.
Yeah, you see, it didn't end well. We got very drunk. So I'm part of a company called DWB Music. It's me and 2 other guys, and we have a publishing company and music production, that sort of stuff. And most of the guys that we've worked with on studio stuff have all come from knowing like loads and loads of songwriters and stuff from that.
Very cool. Yes, we've worked with some good people and are continuing to work with some good people. Yep. We're just in the process of production of a new song with Jack
Rubiducci.
All right.
The Walrus 1968. You could do some of our mixes, song reviews, pull them to bits. That's interesting. Do a little mix.
Do a mix critique hour or something like that,
or even live mixing and stuff.
Yeah,
mixing
do that.
Live. I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
That's good because I could definitely fill out 12 hours by doing that.
And I could definitely.
Aristotle Dukas, sorry, a bit late. Not a problem, mate. You can always push rewind. Yeah. Oh no. Cowboy Studios, I understand why I like KFC so much now.
This has to be the last one of the night.
Two producers, 1 cup. That's so wrong.
No one type anything else. That is the one. That's how we're leaving it tonight. That's it. Lady, or she's probably long gone. Oh, thank you. Lady and gentlemen, or if she's not gone already, it has been an absolute pleasure this evening. We always have a laugh, but for some reason tonight has just been even more funny than normal.
Yeah, you've had a couple, haven't you?
Definitely put this idea into the blender and see what comes out. We've had some great ideas. You've put some great ideas to us as well. So I certainly think the cause is definitely worth the effort. So yeah, we'll put that one out there very soon, and we'll come up with some ideas. Really hope you enjoyed tonight. I certainly have, and we will be back next week with more of the same. So for now, my name's James Ivy.
Apple Drew.
He's gone a bit blurry, but I think that could be my vision, but not the internet connection. And we will see you this time next week. So take care, everyone. Have a good week, and we'll see you very soon. Good night.
Cheers, guys.